I never thought I could lose something I believed was solid. I used to tell myself, my life is stable. My marriage is safe. My best friend is loyal. I clung to that belief like it was part of my identity. Ethan, you worry too much, Sarah used to tell me, laughing as if life had no cracks. I held on to those words even after they stopped sounding real. One evening, I sat at the dining table, staring at the untouched plate in front of me. You're coming home late again? I asked as she stepped out of her heels. I had a meeting, she replied sharply, tossing her purse down. Why do you sound like you don't trust me? I trust you, I said quietly. I just miss you. She sighed like I was a burden. I can't be home every minute, Ethan. You know I have work. I know, I whispered. But lately, you just feel far away from me. Her eyes narrowed. You're imagining things again. I'm trying to talk, I said. Why does that annoy you? It doesn't annoy me, she snapped. You annoy yourself with your insecurity. That hurt. I tried to swallow the sting. Do you remember when we used to talk about everything? She gave a short, humorless laugh. That was years ago. People change. Have you changed? I asked, half scared to hear her answer. She didn't respond. She just walked away, and the silence between us felt heavier than any argument. Later that night, I sat on the edge of the bed. She was in the bathroom getting ready for the night, but I could feel her distance through the door. Sarah, are we okay? I asked. Her voice came muffled. I'm tired, Ethan. Please stop asking these emotional questions. But I need to know. You're being dramatic. I don't want us drifting, I said. Can't we fix things? The door opened. She stepped out, toothbrush in hand. Maybe stop being clingy and things will improve. Clingy? I repeated. I'm your husband. And? I felt something break inside me. Do you even love me anymore? She stared at me cold. Go to sleep, Ethan. You're exhausting. She turned away. I lay there awake, staring at the ceiling while she breathed beside me like a stranger. The next morning she grabbed her bag. I'll be back late. Don't wait up. I always wait up, I murmured. She didn't reply. I didn't know who to talk to. Lucas, my best friend, would usually be the one I called when things felt tough. But lately he had also become distant. I sent him a message, need to talk. He replied hours later, busy? Maybe another time. The loneliness hit me harder than the silence at home. That night the house felt colder. I reheated dinner alone. The kitchen lights buzzed like they were mocking me. After eating, I picked up our framed wedding photo. We looked happy. I wondered where that happiness had gone. At almost midnight, I heard the garage door. Sarah finally came home. I tried to sound calm. You're late. Everything okay? Yeah, she said quickly. Just a long meeting. Every night? I asked. She gave me a withering look. We're not doing this again. I raised my hands in surrender. Okay. No fighting. Just asking. She rolled her eyes and walked to the bedroom. I followed her slowly. Can we talk this weekend at least? We'll see, she muttered. You used to smile when I spoke, I said softly. She paused for a second, then shrugged like even caring was work. She changed clothes, then her phone buzzed. She grabbed it fast, too fast, as if she expected a message she didn't want me to see. Who's texting this late? I asked gently. She glared. Are you spying now? No. I just asked. It's a coworker. Can I have one moment without interrogation? I backed off. I'm sorry. She left the room and walked downstairs. I sat in darkness, heart numb. When she didn't return after several minutes, I slowly followed. Her voice came faintly from the hallway, whispering. I hid behind the wall, not proud but desperate. She said softly, yeah, I miss you too. I can't talk long. He's here. My chest tightened. Then she laughed. A soft, sweet laugh, nothing like the cold tone she used with me. She said, soon? I promise. I'll meet you tomorrow. I closed my eyes. My breathing grew shaky. Then I heard the name. Lucas. Everything around me froze. I don't remember if I blinked. My hands turned cold, numb. My heart didn't beat, it crashed. My world, the world I trusted blindly, shattered in a single whisper. I stepped back slowly, terrified of what I had heard. I wanted to deny it. I wanted to believe I misheard. But I knew her voice too well. I knew his name too well. That moment, everything inside me cracked. I realized I was living a lie, and the truth had just stabbed me in the quiet of my own home. I didn't sleep after hearing Sarah whisper Lucas's name. I lay awake, staring at the ceiling, wondering how my world could fall apart in one moment. When the sun rose, she walked into the kitchen as if nothing happened. "You're up early," she said. "I couldn't sleep," I whispered. She opened the fridge. "You should see a doctor. You overthink everything." "I heard you on the phone last night," I said slowly. She froze for a second, then sighed. "Again with the paranoia?" "I'm not paranoid," I said. "You said Lucas's name." Her eyes hardened. "You're digging for drama." "Sarah, I just want the truth." "You want a problem," she snapped. "I want honesty," I said. "I deserve that." She slammed the fridge door. "Fine, you want honesty? You're insecure, needy, and jealous. That's the truth." Her words stabbed me. "Why would you say that to me?" "Because it's what you are." "I'm your husband," I whispered. "And that gives you the right to accuse me?" she yelled. "I didn't accuse you. I asked you. You're imagining things. Lucas is like a brother to you, you idiot." The word brother made me sick. "So why were you whispering to him?" "Because it wasn't him," she said quickly. "Then who was it?" "A coworker." "Name?" She glared. "I don't owe you that. We are married, Sarah." She threw her hands up. "I don't need to report where I go or who I talk to. You're suffocating me." "Suffocating?" I asked quietly. "Or exposing something you don't want me to see?" She took her purse and stormed to the door. "I can't deal with you right now." "Don't walk away," I begged. She didn't even look back. "Then stop acting insane." The door slammed. I stood in the silence, shaking. I dropped into a chair and held my head. Nothing made sense anymore, but her anger felt like guilt. When I reached work, I tried to act normal. I didn't even know how to start. Emily, who sat near me, studied my face. "You okay?" she asked. "Yeah," I lied. "No, you're not," she said softly. "You look crushed." "I'm just tired." She paused. "Is it Sarah?" I swallowed hard. "I don't want to talk about it." "You should," she said. "It'll eat you alive." "I don't want to assume the worst," I murmured. Emily leaned closer. "Sometimes the worst is the truth we avoid." "What are you implying?" I asked. She hesitated. "I've seen Sarah around, and she doesn't act like a married woman." I stiffened. "Emily, stop. I'm not trying to hurt you. I'm trying to help." "I don't want rumors," I said. "Sarah is just stressed." She nodded slowly. "If you say so. But don't blind yourself." I wanted to scream, "I know something is wrong." Instead, I made myself smile. "Thanks, Emily. I appreciate it." She didn't believe me. "Just be careful, Ethan." The rest of the day felt like walking through a storm. My mind replayed Sarah's words: paranoid, needy, jealous. Was I really losing my mind, or was she trying to drown the truth with anger? At lunch, I sat alone at the company rooftop. My phone buzzed. It was a message from Sarah. "Don't wait for me tonight. I'll be late again." I typed, "Can we talk after? I need us." She replied instantly, "Stop clinging." I stared at her message, heart bruised. I sent no reply. I whispered to myself, "Why are you doing this to me?" The wind couldn't answer. When I walked back inside, Emily stopped me. "You sure you're fine?" I forced a laugh. "I'll be okay." "You're lying," she said. "Probably," I admitted. She touched my arm gently. "If you need someone, I'm here." I nodded. "Thanks." I left before I broke down. By evening, everyone packed up, but I stayed sitting, staring at nothing. My brother Daniel called. I answered quietly. "Hey. You sound dead," he said. "I'm all right." "No, you're not." "What happened?" I couldn't tell him. "Just stress." "You want me to come over?" "No. I'll deal with it." "Ethan, don't shut down," he said. "I'm trying to hold on," I whispered. "For what?" he asked. I didn't know anymore. When I finally reached home, the house felt colder than yesterday. Sarah hadn't returned. I sat on the living room couch, staring at the door like it could answer me. I whispered, "Please don't let this be real." But deep down I already feared it was. I never thought I would touch Sarah's phone. I always told myself trust mattered more than suspicion. But after all the fights, the cold stares, and her late-night whispers, my hands shook as I picked it up from the nightstand. I whispered to myself, "Please prove me wrong." Her password was easy. Our anniversary. The irony almost choked me. I opened her messages. The first thing I saw was his name. Lucas, my best friend. There were photos of them at restaurants, holding hands, smiling like they belonged together. My stomach twisted. I clicked the voice notes. Her soft voice filled my head. "I miss you. I wish I was in your arms." Another one from him. Soon, Sarah. You deserve better than Ethan. I felt something inside me burn. There were texts from that same night. Sarah, he's sleeping. I can talk now. Lucas, I can't wait to see you tomorrow. You're everything to me. Everything to me. I couldn't breathe. I whispered, you betrayed me, both of you. Then one more message hit like a knife. Lucas, he'll never know. He's too weak to find out. Wait. I closed the phone, shaking. She entered the room. What are you doing with my phone? She asked sharply. I looked at her with tears in my eyes. Tell me these are lies. Her expression changed like a mask snapping. You went through my phone? Sarah, tell me these messages are fake. She crossed her arms. You broke my privacy. I broke? I whispered. You broke our marriage. She laughed coldly. Marriage? Ethan, we haven't acted like a married couple for years. You could have talked to me. I tried, she shouted. But you never understood me. Understood what? I yelled. That you wanted my best friend? You never listened, she screamed back. Lucas listens. He cares. I stepped back. So you admit it? She stared right into my soul. Yes, I love him. My knees almost gave out. Sarah, how could you? Because you never made me feel alive, she spat. Lucas makes me feel seen. You think I never loved you? I asked, voice cracking. She shook her head. Love isn't enough when I feel lonely next to you. You chose to be lonely, I whispered. No, she said. You trapped me in a marriage that feels dead. I clenched my fist. You could have worked with me. I tried, Ethan. No, I said. You tried to replace me. She glared. Lucas understands me more than you ever did. I whispered. He was like a brother to me. She didn't flinch. He was never your brother. He just tolerated you. That broke something inside me. You're killing me. Maybe you need to be broken to finally see reality, she said. I stared at her. You've changed into someone I don't recognize. No, she snapped. I finally became myself. I wiped my tears. You betrayed me. She shrugged. Maybe betrayal is the only way you pay attention. You could have left, I said. Instead you lied. She pointed a finger at me. You made it easy to lie. I trusted you, I whispered. And that was your mistake, she replied coldly. You have no guilt? None, she said flatly. You think I owe you something? Yes, I said. You owe me honesty. She laughed bitterly. Honesty? You couldn't handle the truth even if I carved it into your chest. I can handle the truth, I said. But I can't handle losing respect for you. You never respected me, she shouted. I respected you more than myself, I said. I gave you everything. And it wasn't enough, she hissed. Silence burned between us. I finally asked, do you want him more than me? She didn't hesitate. Yes. I staggered back. Then say it to my face, say you never loved me. She folded her arms. I stopped loving you years ago. I felt like something inside me died. Why didn't you tell me? Because you would have begged, she said. Begged? I repeated. I would have fought. For what? She asked. For a marriage that was already dead? I whispered, maybe I could have saved us. It wasn't your job to save me, she snapped. You didn't want saving, I said. You wanted attention. And Lucas gave it. He used you, I said. No, she countered. He cherishes me. I laughed bitterly. He cherishes the wife of his best friend? That's some real love. She stepped forward. You don't get to judge. I do, I said. Because I'm the one you betrayed. She reached for the doorway. You're pathetic. I'm hurt, I corrected. Not pathetic. She shrugged. Same thing. I sat on the edge of the bed. Sarah, I don't even know who I am right now. She paused. Maybe you'll find yourself when I'm gone. She walked out. The door clicked behind her like a final nail in a coffin. I fell to the floor, tears streaming. My body shook as I whispered to myself, trust is dead. I heard footsteps from outside. I didn't care if it was her leaving to see Lucas. My world had shattered and she didn't even look back. Then a sudden thought stabbed me. If Lucas betrayed me, who else knew? The truth wasn't just painful. It was poisoning my entire life. And she didn't care. Not anymore. I felt my anger rising, not as fire, but as something silent, deep, and dangerous. That moment I understood something. I wasn't weak. I had given up my power to someone who never deserved it. And now I was taking it back. I sat on the edge of the bed, staring at the wall. My chest ached. My mind wouldn't stop replaying Sarah's words. My phone buzzed. I ignored it. I hadn't slept. I hadn't eaten. I felt hollow. "Are you okay?" My brother Daniel called from the hallway. "No," I whispered. He stepped in. "You need to look after yourself. She's not worth dying over." "She was my wife," I said, voice cracking. He sat beside me. "She walked out. She didn't care how you felt. You can't stay stuck here." I swallowed. "I don't even know how to breathe without her." "You will," he said firmly. "But first focus on you." I nodded weakly. Later I forced myself to stand. I needed answers. I marched straight to Lucas's office. He looked up from his desk, smirking. "Oh, the abandoned husband," he mocked. "Explain yourself," I demanded. "I don't owe you anything," he said casually. "Sarah and I understand each other. She needs someone mature." "Mature? You destroyed our marriage. You destroyed it yourself," he laughed. "You were never enough for her." My fists clenched. "I trusted you. You were my best friend. And now," he shrugged, "you're nothing." The room spun. Rage boiled through me, but I couldn't speak. I turned and walked out before I did something stupid. At home, the silence strangled me. Sarah's side of the closet was empty. Her perfume's gone. Her dress is gone. Just space, cold space. The doorbell rang. My mother Linda stood there holding food. "Ethan," she whispered, pulling me into her arms. "You look broken." "I am," I admitted. She guided me to the sofa. "Eat something. You're shaking." "I can't," I murmured. "You must," she insisted. I forced a few bites. Tears slid down my face. "She didn't care, Mom. She just left." "Some people don't know how to love," she said gently. "But you do. You'll heal." "I don't believe that." "You will. I promise." She stayed until evening. When she left, Daniel hugged me tightly. "Call me anytime. You're not alone." The next morning, everything exploded at work. 2 co-workers whispered loudly as I entered. "Did you hear? Sarah and Lucas are together now. With the CEO's wife? That's insane." I kept my head down. I refused to react. I walked into my office, closed the door, and covered my face with my hands. Humiliation burned through me. A soft knock came. "Ethan?" It was Mia. Quiet, gentle Mia from HR. She stepped inside slowly, eyes filled with concern. "I'm sorry," she said. "For what?" "For what you're going through. Nobody deserves that." I inhaled shakily. "Thank you. But I don't want pity." "It's not pity," she said. "It's empathy." Silence stretched between us. "You don't have to talk," she added. "But you're not invisible." "Feels like I am." She shook her head. "Not to me." Her words hit something inside me. Something fragile. "Everyone's talking," I muttered. "Let them," she replied firmly. "Their gossip doesn't define you." I looked at her. "Why are you helping me?" "Because I know what heartbreak feels like. And I know how heavy silence can be." I stared at the floor. "I feel weak." "You're hurting, not weak." Her calm voice soothed me more than anything had in days. "I don't deserve kindness," I whispered. "You do," she said softly. "More than you realize." I exhaled shakily. "I don't even know who I am anymore." "You're Ethan," she replied. "You're a good man who loved deeply. That doesn't make you weak. It makes you human." Her eyes held sincerity. No judgment. No pity. Just warmth. "Thank you," I murmured. "You're welcome. And if you ever need someone to talk to, I'm here." She walked out quietly, leaving me with something I hadn't felt since everything shattered. Hope, faint but real. After she left, I slumped back in my chair. For the first time since Sarah walked out, my breathing steadied. Mia didn't fix anything, but she reminded me I wasn't alone. And that mattered. At home that night, Daniel called again. "How'd it go?" "Rough," I admitted. "Everyone knows. They're laughing behind my back." "Then let them," he said. "Their opinions don't pay your bills or live your life." "I'm still humiliated." "You're healing," he corrected. "That starts with accepting the pain." I sighed. "I hate this." "I know. But you're stronger than you think." "Does it ever stop hurting?" "It fades," he said. "Slowly, but it fades." I hung up and stared at the ceiling. For the first time, I allowed myself to imagine a life without Sarah. Not perfect, not peaceful, but possible. I whispered into the darkness, "I will survive this." And even though I didn't fully believe it yet, I felt something shift inside me, a promise to myself. I will grow. I sat in Dr. Avery's office, staring at the floor. I don't know how to start. Start with the truth, he said gently. What hurts the most? My marriage died. And I don't know who I am without her. He nodded. Say her name. Sarah. What did she take from you? My peace. My confidence. My identity. And why are you here? Because I'm drowning, I admitted. I thought I'd break apart. That's honest, he said. Now tell me something else. What do you want? I want to breathe without pain. And do you believe that's possible? Not yet. He leaned forward. It is. But you must stop living for others. You must choose yourself. I don't know how. That's why you're here. We'll work together. I exhaled shakily. Everyone knows what happened. I feel exposed. Humiliation is temporary, he said. Healing is permanent. I swallowed. People whisper at work. They compare me to Lucas. You're not Lucas, he said. Don't measure yourself against the man who betrayed you. He's living with her now. And does that matter? It shouldn't, I murmured. But it does. Because you still care? Because she chose him over me. I feel disposable. He nodded. You're grieving. That's natural. But grief will pass. I hesitated. How long? As long as it needs, he replied. But you can shorten the suffering by focusing inward. You mean self-growth? Exactly. Build yourself. Not for revenge. For you. I stared at my hands. I've been thinking of revenge, to be honest. That's normal, he said. But revenge traps you. Healing frees you. I looked up. How do I heal? By accepting pain, not running from it. By rebuilding confidence. By choosing each day to value yourself. I nodded slowly. So I work on myself? Yes. Work, gym, hobbies, friendships. Therapy. You rebuild your life. I took a deep breath. Okay. I'll try. Dr. Avery smiled. Good. That's the first step. I left his office feeling lighter, though nothing was fixed yet. The next morning at work, Daniel called me into my office. You look better, he said. Therapy, I replied. Dr. Avery gave me clarity. Good, Daniel said. Use it. Focus on work again. I will. I want to perform, not collapse. Proud of you, he said genuinely. I started working harder than I ever had. Files, meetings, presentations. I threw myself into productivity not as an escape but as progress. People noticed. I noticed. During lunch, I overheard someone whispering about Sarah and Lucas fighting. I moved on, but later in the day Mia approached me. Did you hear they're having problems? I shook my head. I don't want to know. Sorry, she said. I wasn't trying to stir things. It's okay, I said softly. I'm just choosing peace. She nodded. That's growth. I smiled faintly. Thanks. That evening I went home, sat on the couch and realized I felt steadier. Not healed, not whole, but steadier. The next week in therapy, Dr. Avery asked, what changed? I'm working harder. I'm not thinking about revenge. Just progress. And how does that feel? Surprisingly good. He smiled. That's the shift. I still feel pain, I admitted. You will. Healing isn't ignoring pain, it's walking through it. I exhaled. Sarah and Lucas are falling apart, I think. He raised an eyebrow. And what does that tell you? That I didn't cause their happiness. And I won't cause their misery. Exactly, he said. You control only your life. I want my confidence back. You're getting it, he replied. Piece by piece. I paused. I'm not angry today. Just tired. That's healing, he said. When anger fades into acceptance. Will I someday be happy again? Yes. And not because someone else gives you love, but because you give yourself value. I leaned back. I want that. You're already moving toward it, he encouraged. And soon you'll see that they didn't destroy you. They only delayed you. I thought about that. Delayed, not destroyed. He asked one last question. So tell me, who are you becoming? I'm becoming someone stronger, I said. Someone they can't break again. He nodded. And that is healing. When I walked out of his office, I felt clearer. Not healed, not perfect, but rebuilding. They tried to shatter me, but I was stitching myself back together. And for the first time since everything exploded, I believed something real. I would survive this. And not just survive, grow. I stepped out of the elevator Monday morning and felt eyes on me again. But this time it wasn't pity, there was curiosity. Something had happened. Daniel pulled me aside. You didn't hear, did you? No, I said. What now? Lucas messed up a client contract. Badly. He hid numbers. I blinked. He hid them. Yeah. Ethics violation. Mr. Harlan is furious. I swallowed. What did Lucas say? He blamed everyone. Even tried saying someone hacked his files. I sighed. Classic Lucas. Daniel nodded. Karma. I didn't reply, but inside something shifted. Not joy. Not revenge. Just justice. At noon, I walked to the break area for coffee. Chloe stood there, pale and nervous. She saw me and whispered, Ethan, I need to tell you something. What is it? I told Mr. Harlan the truth. About Lucas rewriting the contract numbers. You did. It was wrong. He tried to drag me into it, she said, trembling. I had to speak up. You did the right thing, I told her. She let out a shaky breath. I was afraid. You're braver than you think. Suddenly, Lucas stormed into the break room. His eyes were bloodshot. Did you snitch on me? He yelled at Chloe. She froze. Lucas, I said sharply, back off. He turned to me. Of course you'd be involved. I didn't say anything, I replied. Your actions did this. You think you're better than me? He growled. I think I survived you, I answered. He sneered, then left, slamming the door. Chloe trembled. Thank you. You stood up first, I said. You deserve respect. Later that afternoon, Mr. Harlan called everyone into the conference room. We sat quietly as he paced. Lucas has been suspended pending investigation, he announced. We cannot allow dishonesty. Gasps filled the room. Sarah sat in the corner, silent and shaken. Mr. Harlan continued, Ethan, your recent performance has been exemplary. You will lead the new client division. I stared. Sir, are you sure? You earned it, he said. Your integrity matters. The team nodded. Even those who had judged me before looked at me with respect now. I walked out stunned. Mia caught up to me. Congratulations, she said softly. You deserve this. Thank you, I breathed. You worked for it, she replied. I'm proud of you. I felt warmth in my chest. My strength was returning. Hours later, when most people had left, I packed my files. Suddenly, I heard heels rushing toward me. Sarah. Ethan, she said shakily, can we talk? I took a slow breath. What do you want? Lucas got suspended. Everyone blames me. They think I helped him cheat. I didn't. He lied to me too. Her voice cracked. He promised he was different. I stared at her. You left me for him. You fought for him. You said he understood you. Tears streamed down her face. I was wrong. I stayed silent. You're doing better now, she whispered. You look strong. I'm trying, I said. I thought you'd be destroyed, she whispered, crying harder. But you're rising. And I'm falling. I closed my eyes. This is not about revenge. This is consequences. She reached for my hand. I stepped back. Don't. I have no one, she sobbed. He yelled at me. Blamed me. I thought he loved me. I swallowed the ache in my chest. I loved you, I said quietly. But you chose someone who only cared about himself. She cried louder. I didn't know. You didn't want to know, I corrected. She wiped her eyes. I'm sorry. The words hit my heart, but they didn't heal it. They didn't fix anything. I hope you find yourself, I said softly. But I can't be your lifeline. She stared helplessly. Can we ever be okay again? No, I answered honestly. Some things break for good. She nodded weakly, backing away. Goodbye, Ethan. Goodbye, Sarah. When she was gone, I stood alone, breathing. I didn't feel vengeance. I didn't feel triumph. I felt growth. The next session with Dr. Avery, he noticed my expression. You look steadier, he said. Tell me what changed. Karma started working, I said. Lucas got suspended. Sarah saw his real self. They're falling. And how do you feel about that? I don't feel joy, I said. I just feel balanced. That's healing, he replied. When justice doesn't excite you, only confirms what you already knew. He asked, and your promotion? I'm grateful. It gave me purpose. Not revenge. Purpose. Excellent, he said. What did you tell Sarah when she came to you? That I can't save her, I said. That I'm done. He nodded. Healthy boundaries. I hesitated. Is it wrong to feel sad for her? No, he said. Empathy means you're human. But not responsible. I smiled faintly. I'm learning. He leaned back. And do you see now? Karma is not your weapon. It's life's balance. Yes, I said. And I finally stopped waiting for someone to choose me. He smiled. So who chooses you now? I do, I said. He stood and shook my hand. That's real healing. When I walked out, I breathed deep. I wasn't whole yet, but I was no longer broken. And karma wasn't about revenge. It was about release. And I was finally free. I arrived at work early and headed toward my office. Before I could open the door, Sarah stepped into my way. Ethan, please. Just hear me out. I didn't stop walking. We already talked. Just give me 1 minute, she begged. I shook my head. No more minutes. No more questions. No more explanations. Her eyes filled. I'm alone. Everyone hates me. I kept walking. You chose your life, Sarah. Live with it. I didn't turn around. For the first time, I felt a strange peace. Not joy. Not revenge. Just closure. Inside my office, Mia knocked gently. Can I come in? Yeah, I said. She stepped inside slowly. I saw what happened outside. You okay? She wanted me to listen, I replied quietly. And you didn't. Her tone was soft, not judging. I'm done giving pieces of myself to people who broke me, I said. Mia sat down. That's growth. Real growth. I leaned back in my chair. It feels weird. Like I'm waking up after a long nightmare. She nodded. You're doing better than you think. I looked at her, grateful. Thanks, Mia. I mean it. She smiled. I'm here. Not because I pity you, but because you're a good man who deserves better. I swallowed. I'm still learning how to believe that. You will, she said. One day you'll look back and wonder how you ever settled. Her words hit deep. Around noon, Lucas walked toward my office. His expression was tired, desperate. Ethan, please. We need to talk. No, I said, same tone I used with Sarah. He sighed. I messed up. I know. I hurt you. I hurt everyone. I just want to fix things. You can't fix what you destroyed, I answered. He reached out. Bro, at least let me apologize. I shook my head. I don't want your apology. I don't want closure. I don't want any part of you. He stared at me like he didn't recognize who I had become. You changed. I had to, I said. You tried to break me. But I didn't stay broken. He looked down. I'm losing everything. I warned you, I said. Is there anything I can do to make you forgive me? No, I answered. Forgiveness isn't owed. And you didn't earn it. He slowly backed away. I never thought you'd be the one walking away from me. I never thought you'd be the one stabbing me in the back, I replied. He left with slumped shoulders. I felt nothing. Not rage. Not guilt. Just closure. Later that afternoon, Mia came to my office again. You handled that well, she said. It wasn't easy. But it didn't hurt like before. That's strength, she whispered. I guess I finally understand something, I told her. What? I don't want revenge. I just want to heal. She smiled. That's the moment healing becomes real. I exhaled slowly. I'm learning I deserve more. Yes, she said, leaning a little closer. You do. Her presence felt comforting, steady. Not romantic. Not rushed. Just warm. You know what scares me? I asked. What? That I accepted misery as normal for so long. You loved deeply, she replied. That isn't weakness. That's heart. I gave Sarah everything. And she still threw me away like nothing. She didn't throw you away, Mia corrected. She threw away her blessing. I stared at her, stunned. You really think that? I don't think it, she said. I see it. Silence settled between us, calm and peaceful. Thank you, I whispered. You're welcome, she said. But don't thank me for telling you the truth. I laughed softly. It's been a long time since someone stood by me. I'm not here to replace anyone, she said. I'm here because you deserve support. I'm glad it's you, I replied. Me too, she whispered. We sat there not saying anything more. And somehow that silence healed me more than all the words before it. When she stood up to leave, she turned toward me again. Promise me something. What? Promise me you'll never shrink yourself for anyone again. I met her eyes. I promise. She nodded. Then you're already winning. After she left, I stared at my reflection in the office window. For the first time, I recognized the man looking back. He wasn't broken. He wasn't desperate. He wasn't begging to be loved. He was rising. On my way out of the building, I saw Sarah sitting alone near the lobby. She made eye contact with me, but I didn't slow down. "Goodbye, Ethan," she whispered. I nodded. "Goodbye." Outside, the sky felt wide and quiet. The air smelled clean. I breathed deeply. It wasn't revenge that set me free. It was healing. It was acceptance. It was finally choosing myself. And that rise? They never expected it, but it happened. Because I finally knew my worth. I sat across from Mia in the quiet cafe, stirring coffee I barely tasted. She watched me with eyes full of patience. I finally exhaled. "I don't even know how to start talking about everything I've carried." "You don't need the perfect starting point," she replied gently. "Just say what weighs on your heart." "I'm scared," I admitted. Not just scared, exhausted. Every time I trusted someone, they used that trust against me. She leaned forward slightly. "You think vulnerability is weakness, don't you?" "It has always made me feel powerless," I said. "I gave everything I had and got broken for it." "That wasn't because of who you are," she said softly. "It was because they didn't know how to value you." I swallowed hard. "I don't know the difference between love and manipulation anymore." "You will," she whispered. "When someone loves you, they don't take from you. They give." I rested my hands on the table. "I don't want pity. I don't want anyone to treat me like I'm fragile." "You're not fragile," she said firmly. "You're recovering." That word hit me deeper than I expected. "Recovering," I repeated. "I never used that word." "It's the right one," she said. "You're not broken. You're healing." I stared at her, speechless. "How do you do that?" "Say something that feels like it lifts weight from my chest." She smiled. "Maybe because I actually listen." "I'm not used to that," I muttered. "You deserve it," she said. "You deserve someone who listens, cares, respects, and supports you." I laughed sadly. "Those words, they sound like fantasy to me." "They aren't fantasy," she insisted. "They're basics. The kind you never got." Silence settled between us, not heavy but thoughtful. I finally spoke again. "Mia, I'm afraid of opening myself up. Afraid that if I care again, I'll end up shattered." "You don't have to rush," she said. "Healing doesn't have a timer." I stared at the window, trying to gather courage. I've avoided feeling anything. I thought if I stayed numb, I'd be safe. "You survived," she said. "But you didn't get to live." Those words sank deep. I whispered, "You're right." She touched my hand lightly. "Ethan, I'm not here to replace anything or fix anything. I just want to walk beside you." My chest tightened again, but in a different way, like something was opening, not breaking. "Why?" I asked. "Because I care," she answered simply. "Why do you care?" I pressed. "What do you see in me?" "I see someone who still tries to do the right thing even after being mistreated. Someone who loves deeply, even when others didn't deserve it. Someone who didn't turn bitter, even though you had every reason to." I blinked fast, fighting unexpected warmth in my eyes. "Nobody has ever said things like that to me." "You've never been around someone who meant them," she said. I breathed shakily. I don't know how to respond to kindness. Every time I got close to someone, there was an agenda behind it. "There's no agenda here," she said. "Just honesty." My voice cracked. "I'm terrified of loving again." She squeezed my hand gently. "Then don't think about love. Think about healing." "What if I fail?" I whispered. "You won't," she said. "Not alone." I let the truth of those words sink into me. "I've been alone for so long." "Not anymore," she said. I looked at her, and for the first time in months, I didn't look away. "Mia, I don't want to hurt you." "You won't," she replied. "I'm not asking for more than you can give." "I don't know how to give anything right now," I admitted. "That's okay," she said. "You don't owe me emotional certainty. You don't owe me romance. Just let yourself feel without punishment." "Feel what?" "Whatever happens naturally. Even if it's just peace." I exhaled slowly. I didn't think peace was possible for me. "Then I'll help you find it," she said. I stared at our hands, still gently touching. "You're not pushing me, you're not rushing me. You don't heal by pressure," she said. "You heal by safety." I closed my eyes briefly. "Mia, thank you. For not judging me, for not treating me like a broken object." "You're not broken," she repeated. "You're someone who deserves gentleness." She didn't let go of my hand, and I didn't pull away. "Can I be honest?" I asked. "Always." "You make me feel something I thought I lost." "What's that?" she asked softly. "Hope." She smiled, eyes warm. "That's enough for now." I nodded. "I still don't know how to love again." "You don't have to," she whispered. Just let yourself heal. For the first time in a long time, I believed those words. And that belief felt like the start of something real. I was leaving the office when I saw her standing at the entrance. Sarah. Her hair messy, eyes red, shoulders trembling. My chest tightened, but I kept walking. Ethan, she called, voice shaking. Please, just listen to me. I stopped but didn't turn. I've listened before. I know I hurt you, she cried. I didn't know what I was doing. I was selfish, blind. I regret everything. I hear you, I said quietly. My voice didn't waver. But hearing doesn't undo what happened. Please, Ethan. I can't live without you. I need you. I turned slowly to face her. You need me? You didn't need me when it mattered. You chose someone else. You walked away. Her tears fell freely now. I made the worst mistake of my life. I see it now. I was blind, stupid. I was so wrong. I swallowed, feeling the sting, but I kept my ground. I forgive you. Her eyes widened, hope flickering. You forgive me? Really? Yes, I said firmly. Not for you. For me. Carrying hate doesn't serve me anymore. Forgiving frees me. She stepped closer, reaching toward me. Then, maybe we can try again? I can be better. I promise I'll never hurt you again. I shook my head. No, Sarah. That life is over. I've moved on. Her hand froze midair. Moved on? You mean, you don't want me back? I met her gaze, steady. I've learned my worth. I won't settle for broken promises, lies, and betrayal. I have my own life now. Her lower lip quivered and she sank to the curb, shaking her head. I can't believe this. I lost you forever? Yes, I said softly. You lost me when you chose someone else over us. And that choice can't be undone. She covered her face with her hands, sobbing. I was so blind. I didn't see what I had. I didn't see you. I know, I said. And now you see too late. She lifted her head, her expression full of pain and regret. I don't deserve your forgiveness, but thank you. You don't need thanks, I replied. What matters is I'm moving forward. And you need to learn from your mistakes too. She nodded, silent, tears still streaming. I turned away, taking a deep breath. For the first time in months, I felt clarity, freedom, strength. Goodbye, Ethan, she whispered. Goodbye, Sarah, I said calmly, walking away. I didn't look back. I didn't feel anger, just resolve. She was gone from my life and I finally understood. Letting go wasn't weakness, it was victory. As I stepped into the sunlight outside, I realized I could breathe again. I was free from her, free from the past, free to live for myself. And for the first time, I felt alive. I sat on the park bench, sunlight spilling across the path. Mia walked beside me, her hand brushing lightly against mine. Not holding, not forcing, just brushing, a gesture full of trust and understanding. You've been quiet, she said softly. I'm thinking, I replied. About everything. About what happened, what I lost, what I survived. You've been through so much, she said. It's okay to feel everything at once. I never realized how much pain I carried, I admitted. I thought forgiving Sarah or surviving Lucas meant I'd feel lighter immediately. But it didn't. Not at first. You needed time, she said. Time and space to see yourself, your worth. I nodded. I've learned that now. Love itself doesn't destroy people. People do. And some people are incapable of valuing what's given to them. Mia smiled gently. And now, I said, looking at her, I focus on living, on healing, on choosing the people and the things that truly matter. I can't control the past, but I can decide my future. She reached and took my hand fully this time. And I'll be here, she said. Not to fix you. Not to fill gaps. Just to walk beside you. I squeezed her hand. I don't feel the fear I had before. The fear of trusting, of opening up. I feel steady, cautious but ready. That's all you need, she said. Healing isn't rushing into love. It's learning to breathe with someone beside you. I laughed softly. I didn't know I could breathe this freely again. It's been months of heartbreak, betrayal, humiliation. I thought I'd never feel this way. You survived it, she said simply. Yes, I admitted. I survived. And I'm stronger because of it. Not because it was easy, but because I refused to let it break me completely. Mia glanced at me with her soft, steady eyes. You see yourself now, don't you? The man who rose from all that ash. I smiled faintly. I do. I see him. Not perfect. Not invincible. But real. Whole in a way I never was before. Then this is the beginning, she said. A new chapter. I nodded, looking ahead at the sun-dappled path. A new beginning. One that's mine. One where I choose happiness, respect, and peace. And love? She asked, a hint of curiosity in her voice. I looked at her, feeling something warm I hadn't felt in years. Love? Real love, not the fake kind I endured, yes. But not rushed. Not forced. Something patient, genuine, something built on trust and care. She smiled, a quiet, radiant smile. That sounds perfect. I took a deep breath. It does. Because for the first time I'm not afraid. I'm not haunted by what I lost. I'm walking forward, not dragging the past behind me. And that feels incredible. Good, she whispered. Because you deserve it. Thank you, I said. For being here, for believing in me, for showing me that healing is possible. That rising from ashes is possible. She squeezed my hand one last time. It is. And it always will be. I looked ahead, feeling sunlight warm my face. The pain, the tears, the nights of despair, they were all behind me. I survived. I healed. And for the first time, I believed in hope again. Walking beside Mia, I realized life isn't about perfection. It's about growth, resilience, and choosing the people who see your value. And I chose that life. And from the ashes I rose.